Point about, you know, royals have been riding into war throughout history. Don't test my history, but, you know, somebody on horseback, certainly. But that was a different time. There wasn't social media. There wasn't paparazzi photographers. There wasn't memoirs. Surely the security risk is much higher.
Yeah, I think so in this case. And also, this was a very cyclical conflict. I mean, you know, something like the Falklands, which Prince Andrew did, I mean, it was pretty binary. You know, there was a sort of, yes, you know, us and them. There was a sort of line, you know, we came ashore and were pushing them back. This was a conflict that was raging sort of 360 degrees around certain bases. So much more tricky kind of conflict altogether. And yeah, that was an added complication to it.
And Sarah, coming to you on the memoirs point, because as Mark was laying out, the tricky conflict, it's politically tricky to talk about Afghanistan for many people these days in and of itself. And then Prince Harry writes Spare, where he talks about having, and his words, sort of taken out 25 Taliban fighters, chess pieces. With that in mind, not saying William would have done the same, but does it make sense to withdraw, to keep such public figures away from war zones?
Well, I think this plays into Prince Harry's narrative about being the spare. There's a big difference between Prince Harry and Prince William, who is one day going to be king. If the decision was made that William was too valuable to go, it was too difficult to send him, but the risk was deemed acceptable for Harry. You can see why Harry's saying, well, OK, well, I'm dispensable, and he's not. But I also think you can look at this from the other way, because Harry has talked in his book and in his interviews about the fact that his brother and his father are trapped by their responsibilities within the royal family. William didn't get to do what he wanted to do. He didn't get to go and serve in Afghanistan. Harry did. He got to go out there twice. And it is one of the most important and significant parts of his life. Just look at what he's gone on to do afterwards with the Invictus Games, for example. It is where he said he got to feel like Harry, an ordinary person. Were he in that more... were he in his brother's position, he wouldn't have had that opportunity.
There is certainly that argument that he did, in fact, have more freedom than William.